Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. Your ghost host at the most, Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5, here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs, dusting off the cobwebs to recount a spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So light the jack-o'-lanterns, suit up, and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's spooky selection, SpongeBob SquarePants Shanghaied.
Arg.
That's right, folks. We're kicking off spooky season a bit early this year, and with a classic to boot.
Yep.
So it's almost just like Courage is kind of almost becoming a tradition to do like one creepy episode of SpongeBob per year now.
Well, I mean, when applicable.
Yeah, but it has been the last couple years.
Yeah.
So, yep. Like last year, starting off Haunted Holiday Hijinks a month early. Yep. Hi, Sonia Pantoja. And Zeke is like, I don't remember seeing this episode in its original form, especially with the contest act, but I remember seeing its episode, Gary Takes a Bath, to advertise more. No idea. Is today's streaming celebration an upcoming SpongeBob film that has the Flying Dutchman?
I mean, it's serendipitous, you know.
I mean, either way, we were still. I mean, either way, I think we had the plan to do this one this year anyway, regardless of whether that movie was coming out this year or not.
I mean, I don't think it was against its favor, but you know.
Yeah. So, as Dragon said, serendipity. Yeah, and that does raise an interesting talking point, though. It is kind of, I'm still salty at the fact they didn't get Brian Doyle Murray for the movie.
Yeah, it is. It's rather silly, but I forget. I think they're doing like a live action Flying Dutchman. Maybe they won the recognition there. I don't know.
I don't know, but he's just so iconic.
Well, yeah.
And Mark Hamill's already played a cartoon pirate.
True.
And he was good in that.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, I just wish Brian Doyle. And if we don't see the live action Flying Dutchman, that would make it even more. Bizarre.
Yeah.
So who knows? But either way, Dragon, what are your thoughts on Shanghaied?
So yeah, I mean, really, I know technically he debuts, and I forget if it was like in his namesake or not, but like the Flying Dutchman Halloween episode that we had, like
Scaredy Pants.
Okay, never mind. It was a Scaredy Pants. In the Scaredy Pants episode, you know, I know that was his debut, and that's kind of a proper introduction to the Flying Dutchman. But this always felt like the definitive Flying Dutchman episode. This is, you know, we got him from start to finish. You know, Brian Doyle Murray is hilarious. It is. Again, there's a reason we're covering this one, folks. I mean, besides from just the timeliness of it all, it's that you know, this is one of the funniest, one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes, especially the funniest Flying Dutchman episode. There's some contenders.
Yeah.
You know, this like this was, I remember being the first real event for SpongeBob. You know, where we had the whole Patchy's Pick stunt with it. You know, there's the whole. This is like the era of Pick Boy with Nickelodeon, where you had like the illusion of choice. You know, where they're online polls and everything, and you have a guy in a superhero costume who gets like to run the VHS tape to be played in like a little studio setup. It was that kind of stuff. So this was like in line with that, but just a little bit more like, you know, in universe.
I mean, that makes sense. That era of Nickelodeon was before I joined. I just kind of started watching Nickelodeon around the 2005 period.
Yeah, you were an Avatar baby.
Kind of, yeah. Even technically, kind of, yes. I was kind of there when Avatar was new.
Yep.
But I did kind of start watching it because of SpongeBob, among other things. But obviously, Avatar. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, so this was like, this is the height of SpongeBob's popularity. The golden age of SpongeBob, season 2. It's this episode's got a lot of fun, silly ghost humor.
How does he do that?
Just delightful. I think a lot of that stems from the creative talent we had on this was the main one to highlight. C.H. Greenblatt, of course, went on to do Chowder.
Yeah, he did the storyboard and co-wrote the episode.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Along with other writers are Aaron Springer and Meriwether Williams. Now, Aaron Springer has definitely made his name well known in the animation circles.
Yep.
So, but C.H. Greenblatt, Zoo Service, working on the storyboards and everything else.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely a lot of flavor of his humor in this. I felt like the live action stuff that we do feels very, not counting our bumper, like that's something that's out of his control. Everything else though feels very C.H. Greenblatt.
This is kind of, yeah.
Of course, I think the joke of the episode feels like, okay, it's a C.H. Greenblatt joke.
It is kind of interesting to see like some writers trademark humor styles.
I still think the funniest joke ever in Chowder was when they ran out of money, in the episode.
And they have the car wash to fund it.
One of the funniest things.
Yeah. If we have no money, that means no animation.
Oh no!
So they host a charity car wash to get the animation budget.
Yep.
Either they, and that's the funny thing, either they washed a lot of cars or that's some very cheap animation.
Also could be like, maybe it's like they charged a lot of money per car.
Well, that too.
Tara Strong washing your car, it's gonna be worth something.
Like we'll wash your car for $2,000.
Yep.
Yep. So.
All
right, so I guess my thoughts on this. Obviously, I didn't catch this in its initial go, and I only watched it in going through my way and watching through old episodes of SpongeBob. And I just gotta say, I can understand why this episode is ranked as a classic. Like, it appears on like many top 10 lists of like greatest episodes of SpongeBob. And I can totally see why. It is kind of bizarre how well SpongeBob can blend like horror tropes combined with its usual comedic style.
Well, yeah, he's a sponge.
Yep. I mean, we've talked about a couple of them on here, like, Graveyard Shift, Frankendoodle.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how many of those, like, blend, like, traditional horror tropes with SpongeBob.
I was a teenage Gary.
I was a teenage Gary, especially, kind of. Which I'm surprised I don't think we've talked about that
Well,
one.
that's the thing. It was in consideration, so we might be getting to that at some point.
Yep. And we still need to get to that stop motion one.
That's what I mean. That's the basically these three keep getting in contention with each other, and we ended up finally doing Shanghaied. So
Yeah. And to be fair, Legend of Bikini Bottom is a later season episode.
Yeah, it's not in the golden age.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days.
But it does have Mr. Lawrence writing it, so it kind of has a thread.
Dougie.
Yep. And I think it's, I don't know if it's, I'm still don't remember if it's as good as the Christmas episode they did. But either way, getting off topic. I really do enjoy this episode. It's hilarious. Again, Flying Dutchman is iconic, as is Brian Doyle Murray's performance as him, even if it wasn't his first appearance, but I think this is probably like what cemented him as the icon that he is.
Yes.
And plus, there's like good character interactions. We have SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward as well. That's pretty much everything you could ask for in an episode of SpongeBob.
There you go.
All right, so the episode begins with Patchy.
Well, it starts in the suburbs of Encino, California.
Yep.
All right, so Little Blue points this out. We should probably bring this up. So, yeah, he is absolutely correct. This is the second appearance of Patchy Pirate. He appeared in the Christmas episode. That was the debut of Patchy Pirate.
What episode was it in where he pulled on Potty's strings and the puppeteer fell down?
Well, I don't know if that was the. Okay, so it wasn't this one. I don't know if it was the Christmas one or not. It was probably the Lost episode, probably the like the sponge who could fly.
All right, and we all know who plays Patchy.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
And does anyone feel like they kind of redubbed some of the lines in this episode?
Well,
or the lip sync is sometimes the lip sync is off.
Well, Jacob, that brings me to my next point. So, as people in the comments are kind of alluding to, yeah. So Will confirms, yeah. So Christmas Who is when he pulls the puppeteer down.
Because that is pretty funny.
So the big thing with this episode, so when this originally aired, and I was there for this, folks. When this aired, there was like an event. It was almost like it was like kind of the death. It was like the whole "Do we kill Jason Todd" kind of call-in thing, where there was a toll-free number. Well, at least we hope it was toll-free. There was a number you would call.
Knowing Nickelodeon, who knows?
And you got to vote for the big choice. There was a big choice at the end of the episode, basically who gets the wish. Who gets the last wish, and that was basically what the big voting poll was for. You get to decide the ending of the episode. And I remember a lot of build because I think the thing was like, oh god, you wonder, you imagine it's just going to be one ending. But in reality, it was basically they end up basically doing it. They do it like the Clue when Clue gets broadcast. So the movie Clue had like alternate endings depending what theater you went to, and on home video now or like streaming, it just plays all three endings. So that's essentially what happened during the live broadcast. It played, I believe it just played all three endings, but like the order was determined by like who the winner was. So so basically alternatively there were a few things where I think we kept the whole Patchy's pick thing. I think technically the original name of the episode when it aired might have, or at least the name of the event before they had Shanghaied come up was You Wish, yeah. So it was basically You Wish, and so there might have been a little bit of redubbing with Patchy said. Like for example, later on we have like it did make it into like the streaming cut of it, but there's this whole thing where he's holding up the toll-free number, and then you have like an updated thing where like the toll-free number is like no longer in operation, that kind of thing. So you basically would stop mid-commercial, and then Patchy would kind of talk to you.
That kind of explains the sometimes the lip sync inconsistencies in Patchy's segments.
It is likely, yeah.
Like, and the thing is, usually when they I don't know if they actually did air all three of them at once, but usually on the re-releases like on iTunes and streaming now, even when they broadcast the episode, they only usually air the SpongeBob ending. And that was most likely the winner and what they consider to be like the canon ending, as canon as SpongeBob can be in the first place.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So I didn't even know about the alternate endings the first several times I watched this episode. It wasn't until many years later when I looked into it, I was like, there are alternate endings to this thing?
Yep.
So. And fortunately, I found them on YouTube. So, there's that.
All right.
So
let's see. So, so he's hosting Patchy's pick. We're showing Shanghaied. Potty is he's one of my favorite episodes. Shanghaied, and he's we have Potty here. He's being held against I'm being held against my will. Like a lot of fun, kind of schlocky, kind of pirate stuff is usually what you get with Patchy. And it's always a missed opportunity that we didn't get Patchy to be in the SpongeBob and SquarePants movie. But
yeah. But we did get to see the generic pirates getting tickets, excited to see a SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, have you watched like the film of the musical?
What?
They filmed a version of the musical?
No.
And the thing, because in there, the pirates have songs, and in the film version, they got Tom Kenny to sing the song as Patchy.
No.
I'd recommend checking it out. It's actually really good.
Okay. All right, let's see. So, we have the he's flying off, and Apache is kind of giving chase. He ends up in the cannon, and Apache lights the fuse, and he ends up getting blown and blown out of the house, and he sinks the neighbor.
The house sinks.
Yep. Roll the cartoon.
Yeah, classic cartoon humor there.
Yep. All right, let's see. So we're in the midst of Shanghaied now. So it's breakfast, and SpongeBob's helped himself to a hearty bowl of Kelpo cereal, and the Kelpo cereal boasts one of 8
essential prizes.
Not just prizes, essential prizes, Jacob.
Yep. I can imagine that one of the prizes is not an anchor.
And of course, the lovely charm of SpongeBob is he's a big kid. And he's just digging through the cereal, and no prize. He hits the bottom of the box, and out comes the anchor, just crashes through the pineapple. So he thinks the anchor in the pineapple is the prize.
Squidward, the sky had a baby for my cereal box.
Which out of context is still really hilarious. The sky had a baby from my cereal box.
Yep.
Patrick's in on it, man. He's down for it. Like, oh my God, Squidward, the sky had a baby for the cereal box.
Yep, Patrick's just like, hey, it had a baby.
Squidward's annoyed as he's wont to be, and he's just he's up to okay. So there's an anchor, and then the anchor hooks on to Squidward's house. He's upset, and he's looking to complain. He's as Deadpool would put it, Squidward has a black belt in Karen, so he's going to climb up that anchor rope.
It's like, what's funny is that he was trying to get SpongeBob and Patrick to climb the rope before it gets into his like, look what you've done, as the NK says. Like, not us, Squidward, our hands are clean.
Clean. Of course, this was a classic staple of Nickelodeon since Ren and Stimpy, where we would have the
close-up.
We would have the close-up painting. Only in SpongeBob's case, it was less grotesque, like artfully grotesque than Ren and Stimpy's.
I mean, SpongeBob did have its share of grotesque close-ups.
Oh, they did, for sure. I'm just saying they didn't go as horrific, but again, beautifully horrific as Ren and Stimpy did.
I mean, I still say probably Ren and Stimpy's grossest close-up was the teeth.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But the idea is like they would have these beautifully rendered paintings of the most disgusting thing you've ever seen, but you had to respect the artistry that went into it.
Yeah, like the roots of his of Ren's teeth.
Yeah, like the nerve endings of all that. Like the golden hairball, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just like, okay then.
The ugly lady that he saves from the burning building, like when she does like the kiss of life kind of thing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
you're probably wondering, man, they're talking a lot about Ren and Stimpy. Well, folks, I mean, like it or not, Ren and Stimpy is the building block. It's how we get the SpongeBob. You get Ren and Stimpy, then you get Rocco, and then you get SpongeBob.
Yep.
That's the little chart of evolution there. We get a little less edgy over time, but still the edge is there. It's just repackaged.
Technically, Ren and Stimpy was like Nickelodeon's first in-house, if you count the fact that they took it over from Spumco.
Yeah.
But wasn't it like first actual in-house? Like, wasn't Hey Arnold like their first actual in-house, or was Rocco their first in-house?
God,
because technically the first 3 were done by outside companies.
No, that's true. The first 3 were done by outside companies. I don't know if Arnold or Rocco was the. I think technically, Hey Arnold was the 4th show in production. So I think Hey Arnold. Well, I think Hey Arnold was in-house, but I don't want to swear on the Bible to it.
Because I could have sworn Rocco was like the first one they first original one that they did in-house.
I know it was in-house. I don't know if it was the first though.
I don't know. But either way, like, I always found, and by the way, I always kind of find it interesting. Back to SpongeBob, found it kind of interesting that that Squidward's house and the anchor have the same paint texture.
Yep.
I don't know. I always found that detail kind of fascinating.
All right, so Squidward's climbing up. He wants to complain to the boat captain, and SpongeBob and Patrick they're following him in tow.
Like, ship.
SpongeBob, boy. When will you stop with these fantasies?
Like, no, it's a giant ship.
Yeah, big old green ship.
It's like it looks dirty. It has a eerie green glow around it.
That's probably because the owner's too lazy to clean it.
Yeah, SpongeBob's the one talking sense in this situation.
I love that. That line comes back to bite Squidward hilariously.
No, you said it was his mother that was dirty.
So we'll get there. Don't talk about it now. Just wait on it.
All right, I'll wait.
We're almost there. It's gonna be really funny.
We're almost halfway there.
Halfway there. So slowly, SpongeBob picks up. I always loved this as a kid because we, the audience, we've seen the Flying Dutchman before. We know SpongeBob has seen the Flying Dutchman, so logically he would be able to pick up on it. But again, being kind of wonderfully stupid, it's going to take him a bit.
It's like, I know I've seen this ship before. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know who owns this ship.
Yep, you can just feel. It feels like the Flying Dutchman. Of course, we just can't place the name. Right next to him is a barrel. Is property of the Flying Dutchman.
I don't know. It just kind of rings a bell, doesn't it? Ding, ding. Yes.
And we hear of course, the Flying Dutchman makes this big entrance. Basically, our title image here, which again, in hindsight, this is a good one to go with because this was, the first appearance of him in the episode.
Yep.
SpongeBob said, "No, it's not." Ah.
Oh my god.
It's then, of course, it's the Flying Dutchman. So.
SpongeBob. I've got it. This ship belongs to the Red Baron.
Yep. Snoopy's arch nemesis.
This ship, maybe Peanuts joke. Maybe. Keep in mind the Red Baron is like a real World War I fighter pilot.
Well, yeah, but come on, no one cares about that. Everyone cares about the Peanuts.
Yeah, well, he was a fighter pilot there too.
I know, he was a better fighter. We didn't even see him, and he made a bigger impact.
Fair enough.
You know how cool the Red Baron was?
How cool is the Red Baron?
Red Baron was so cool. Not only was he in the Peanuts, not only was dealing with Snoopy, he was he was talked about in Get Smart via a Snoopy comic that was being read by Don Adams. So I mean, we actually had the Red Baron as kind of like the red herring foe of that episode because he was reading the Peanuts book.
The thing is, I have a Flying Ace ornament.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snoopy.
Yep, Snoopy.
Huh?
Flying Ace.
I have several.
Nice. Unfortunately, well, I can't say unfortunately, but it's not It's not one of the doghouse ones. It's while he's in an actual biplane.
Oh.
But yeah, it's still pretty cool.
Neat.
So yeah, it's just kind of funny that Red Baron, who's famously known for flying a plane.
Yep.
Versus Flying Dutchman, a ship.
I could also be talking about the pizza.
Fair enough. Good frozen pizza, by the way.
Yep. Not a Krusty Krab pizza, though.
It's not the pizza for you and me.
Nope.
And the Flying Dutchman...
Which isn't complete without a diet Dr. Kelp.
Yep, it's like, but you need to ask for it, though.
Yes, you do. You can't just assume it's not a meal deal. You gotta specify it.
Yep.
Don't be a jerk about it, or else it's gonna be smashed in your face.
Like, but Dragon, how can you enjoy your pizza without your drink?
but you didn't order a drink.
Well, I'm not buying.
Like the best Squidward moment.
Like on the house.
God, it's delightful. He gives it to him Soprano style, like that disturbing pie bit from The Sopranos.
Oh god. Not the disturbing pie one went from SpongeBob.
Oh no, different. Like in The Sopranos, there's this really it's what's so awesome about this? They turned this into a Funko.
Oh god.
So Junior Soprano. He I won't get into it's a little filthy, so I'm not going to get into the full. The point being, Junior Soprano, he was embarrassed, kind of Kingpin style, I guess. Basically, his he was being
embarrassed me.
It was kind of like that. His girlfriend was kind of like talking about bedroom stuff, and word got around to the Tony Soprano and company, and Tony was jealous of Junior, so he was really getting under his skin, and he basically brought it up, and Junior's very upset by this. So he basically had it's not even like a comedy pie, like a comedy pie with like the whipped cream in it, like usually in comedy when you pie somebody in the face, it's an empty pie tin with just the whipped cream, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally, that's what it is. This was an actual pie, like an actual pie, and basically he very very slowly and very uncomfortably just like smushed it in the crying girlfriend's face, just and it made it into a Funko where Junior's holding the pie.
Okay then.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was saying, like, in terms of, like, an intense, like, kind of a pie in the face, kind of like The Sopranos. Like, oh, wow, it's...
Is it actually meant to be funny in the context
Well,
of this?
it's kind of both. It's kind of disturbing and a little funny. It's mostly, it's like, oh, man, this is sad.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
The idea is, like, you're demystifying, like, the traditional, like, oh, you pie someone in the face, usually it's funny. This is the time it's not funny.
Well, all right then, but it's funny that it became a Funko.
That makes it funny again. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you gave him the pie.
Yep.
Quotterbug's like, give him the pie.
Yep. So, and pizza's also a kind of pie if you think about it.
Well, that's kind of where I was going. That's where I was going with that. But yeah.
Well, sorry.
No. I'm saying that. You're right. You're right on the money with that. I'm just saying it's like it's kind of two pies.
Yep. So, and keep in mind, the Flying Dutchman is actual real life historical ship too.
Yeah.
So, I think that was the ship that I don't know who was the captain of that ship. Flying. So what happens next, Dragon?
Let's see. So SpongeBob basically.
Okay, it's a legendary ghost ship, not an actual ship.
So basically, SpongeBob is kind of killing Squidward here with his own words by basically relaying Squidward's complaint to the Flying Dutchman, which Squidward, of course, is like trying to like the backpedal on, but it's not. It's kind of like that scene from Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool's selling out Johnny and all the horrible stuff he said about our bad guy in that film. Said about Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, but which actually turns out to be true.
Yep, and basically, it doesn't end well for Johnny.
Nope.
Anyway, so kind of like that here. It's basically, insulting a man's ship is worse than insulting his mother.
No, it was your mother that you insulted, not his ship.
No, Jacob. It's like this. Wait, you said his mother was dirty, not his ship, right? When you really think about it, it just makes it all the more funny. Just like, oh god, and this gag does feel very C.H. Greenblatt-esque. It feels like a Chowder gag, and I love it.
Yeah, he's like, no, was your mother that you said was dirty, not the ship.
It's just so funny and wrong. I love it. And then Dutchman used like a little nose flame on him.
Yep. But then when he threatened SpongeBob and Patrick, they decided to jump off the ship.
They jump ship, only to fall in this like endless loop back on the ship. And says, "Welcome back!" And they jump. And I love that the Dutchman he likes putting a little fear in people, and he's like, and he can do this all day. So like he's all good saying "Welcome back," and Squidward calls him out on this.
Like, how come I get the flame and they get the welcome wagon?
He just gets flamed again.
I was like, are you gonna try that again?
Maybe, probably.
He's that Squidward.
They keep frying Squidward. Says, okay, stop. And of course he thinks he's like, phew, and then flame again just for the heck of it because it's Squidward.
Did Squidward deserve it? Probably not.
I mean, kind of. I mean, he had to go full Karen and had to climb up the rope and like had to complain.
I mean, as much as I don't like the term, yeah, I kind of agree.
Okay, admittedly, I'm mainly using that term because I still think it's a really funny line in Deadpool and Wolverine where he says, I have a black belt in Karen.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the only time that word's ever been funny.
I don't know. Honestly, I think Ryan Reynolds says, like, if anyone has a dominion over that word, Ryan Reynolds has made that term funny. We had it there, and we had it in Spirited as like the opening gag of that movie. I don't know. I think he's got the okay for that one.
Yeah, he's literally the only person that's ever made that line term funny.
I'm not trying to use it in a political context. I'm just trying to use it in like the term. It's a great term for a complainer.
I mean, I'm not using that term either. I'm just saying that term's never been funny.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So Squidward finally gets around to his complaints, like, I mean, look at this place. It's disgusting. And he holds up a jock strap.
I just love the insane logic that the Dutchman can wear like undergarments, but he just, it's how or like why.
and a jock strap of all things.
And it's a sock and a jock strap. That's all he wears.
I mean, he wears clothes as a ghost, but those are.
That's like the only like real non-ethereal clothing that he has. It's like jock straps and socks.
Yeah,
which he wears on top of the ethereal form, which is just it's just funny.
It's a special dining sock.
Yep.
But the jock strap is never explained though.
Well, we don't know what he does. We don't know what's going to happen if he can't find that jock strap.
Oh God!
All right, so
look at this place. It's disgusting.
Okay, so before that, according to the ghostly rule book, you're on the Dutchman ship. You become his ghostly crew forever
and ever.
I love that he has a monocle to read this, by the way.
And the fact that it's like forever and ever.
Do we get business cards and get zapped again? All right, so basically it's their job to, let's see, frighten people, basically sail around, frighten people. They'll be grueling, mind-numbing, and repetitive.
Just like daytime television.
Just like daytime TV. Which is true, actually. It's pretty true.
Yeah, but I've seen my share of daytime television.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean that's not the only time they've taken jabs at that either. Just like I won't let go, not even for educational television.
Oh no! One that was so horrible we didn't see it, by the way.
Yep.
So Squidward then he basically insults like the dumpster of a ship. He looks at this place is disgusting. Anyway, that gets and lands him going into the fly of despair. So there's just this random just kind of like zipper just built is hanging around. He unzips it and throws him in there. We have this cool artful scary painting of SpongeBob and Patrick looking down the fly in horror.
It's like this weird void that he just opens with a zipper.
This weird, trippy void.
Yep, and it's like
it's like something you'd see in Doctor Strange.
It's like full of this weird nightmarish imagery. And Squidward's just falling. I've been falling for 30 minutes.
It's like unzipping Dormammu's pants. It's something you can't. That's pretty much it.
Yep, it's like, and it's also leads to. I have been falling for 30 minutes.
Yep.
If you're going to talk about the Doctor Strange.
No, for sure. Yeah, that's a go-to. It's exactly what we do here.
Yep. Strange. Doctor. Mr. Doctor.
It's not that strange.
It's like, who am I to judge?
All right, so again, just that the trippy, surreal Nickelodeon touch, just with that, the painted, horror reaction.
I mean, them looking down to the fly of despair was one I kind of considered for the thumbnail as well, but
it was tempting. I won't lie, it was really tempting.
I mean, it does kind of sound like the horror angle, but I'm glad. I am ultimately glad we went with the image we did. But it's like. The fly of despair. Took me so long to get the pun of that. Apparently, according to later, Mrs. Bush shuddered at the prospect of daytime TV when she loses her job. Apparently, the SpongeBob writers have a thing against daytime television.
Well, I wonder if it has anything to do with the whole Emmy thing, where basically there's daytime Emmys and there's primetime Emmys, and I think the animation goes to daytime. I mean,
primetime does have a primetime animated program Emmy, but
yeah, but I think it was I forget when Batman got their Emmys, when Batman series got their when the crew for Batman the Animated Series got their Emmys between Tiny Toons and between Batman, I forget if they were all like put into like the prime, like the daytime, or if it actually was a prime time Emmy.
If I remember correctly, Robin's Reckoning got the primetime animated one.
I think you're right, but I don't know because maybe Tiny Toons got daytime. I don't know, but sure.
Because there's like daytime animated, outstanding animated program, and primetime animated program. And now there's, and I think I don't know if the daytime's still there, but now they have children's Emmys. They have like a whole new category for like children's Emmys for children's programming.
When you get them, you squeak them.
Yep. So sending Squidward into the Fly of Despair is what causes SpongeBob and Patrick to agree to help to serve under the Flying Dutchman, which is actually what the term Shanghaied means.
Yes.
But I actually just learned that today. I never knew why this episode was called Shanghaied. But now I know.
So they're told to swab the deck so it looks good and scary, which brings about this hilarious conversation of like, wait, so good it's scary or just scary? He says, no, to put bugs and mold around. I want it to look scary. To put bugs and mold around. Oh, so you don't want it to look good.
It's almost a Seinfeldian conversation.
Love it.
I mean, then again, this is coming from somebody who's never watched Seinfeld a day in my life.
It's never too late.
I know. I have Peacock.
Also, yeah, Netflix too.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it should still be on Netflix, yeah.
All right.
Less commercials, watch it.
All right, I'll have to give it a watch then. But it does kind of seem like a line that would come from Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like, and not to mention when they do get to cleaning, like SpongeBob just flailing the mop around and Patrick scraping the bucket against the floor.
Yeah.
And so their first task. What is the first task?
Whoa, swapping the deck. So the next task is basically we see we kind of begin the montage of the haunting spree where they're on their way into town and they begin by howling. Jacob.
They need to howl into the night to set the seven seas ablaze with fear.
You know, of course, you have Doyle Murray doing like, wow, oh,
little,
and that's why the episode's famous, kids. Just one of the definitive Bill Faberbaki, Patrick deliveries, just like little. As this ghostly howl that hilariously already it works, so that it just gets funnier by the time that the Dutchman it throws off the Dutchman's groove, you know.
And then, but he keeps going on and like,
because every time he's about to howl, just Patrick cuts him off and just like little.
Yeah, that'll do. Dragon, did you watch the video I sent you earlier?
Yes, I watched the video. Yeah.
What did you think?
Oh, I love James Brown as much as the next guy.
For context, I sent Dragon a clip of "I Feel Good" by James Brown, interspersed with Patrick going little.
Essentially, it's like I feel good.
Little.
I mean, it's good, but I mean, here's the thing. I think after that part, though, it kind of peters out a little bit, where you just cut to like. It's a little.
I know, but
you break it up. It's
I know, but
initially it was hilarious, though.
I mean, yeah. little. And so SpongeBob is tasked with finding the right person to scare.
By the way, I love the. I believe he calls them Square One and Pink One.
Yeah, because he doesn't know their names. And so SpongeBob spins the spyglass and finds
almost like spin the bottle.
Yep, spin the spyglass and finds a huge hulking guy.
The huge hulking guy who I think in other contexts of SpongeBob he almost ate the perfect Krabby Patty. He fed. He was the guy SpongeBob hired to torture him to amuse the children.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, in the Krabby Land episode, Mr. Krabs, he basically does I think that was in season 3. Where basically there's a chance it could have been 4, but I could have sworn it was in season 3. Mr. Krabs basically tries to get in on the McDonald's action of Krabby Land.
Yep, that was season 3.
Yeah. So he tries to get on the action there, and basically, SpongeBob has to stall the kids while he makeshift builds the crappy amusement park that really is just a complete ripoff. And like SpongeBob's like coming up with all sorts of ways to like amuse them. He realizes that they love pain, so he hires like that guy to like feed him lima beans and like punch him and all kind of other stuff.
I'm looking it up, and technically that's pretty much the same one, but with a different color scheme.
Yeah, same guy though.
And that episode's paired with the camping episode.
Yep, your boy.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
it's like, so instead of wanting to scare that guy, because apparently Flying Dutchman doesn't want to bother with him.
ZNK points out, I believe this is, I think he's right. This is like the debut of that guy. The whole "Here's Your Shake" server, basically, it splashes on him. See, that was the shrinking episode where everyone gets like accidentally shrunken.
Mermaid Man Wumbo belt, or
did you try
belt.
Setting it to Wombo?
Wombo? Ishimi Wombo. It's first grade, SpongeBob.
Oh God.
Maybe that's what he studied in community college.
Sure.
I mean, what do you think?
Maybe.
Because remember, Patrick did go to community college.
And he came out the same way.
Pretty much.
All right.
So, it's like, so instead of wanting to scare him, Dutchman instead blows on the glass, pointing it to a little kid.
Much easier to scare. Oh, it does me heart good to see children out after dark.
And take us behind those rocks.
Okay, this is my favorite joke, and in the montage it gets funnier. But actually, I'm sorry. The montage is what I like better. The point being, we go behind the rocks, and it's just this. It's a very Galaxy Quest joke. It kind of reminds me of all the big, like, we scratch the hull of the awesome looking ship, where it's you're good. He just basically just this thing where he scrapes the shit the ship and like the crap out of the ship.
And there's nothing. There's basically just the frame left.
Yep, we'll buff that. Don't worry, Cat. We'll buff those. We'll buff out those scratches. So the Dutchman, he startles the kid. He's kind of warming up and waiting for my ghostly crew.
My ghostly ghost pirates.
I love this. Wait, was that the signal? Just do it again.
Behold, my ghostly ghost pirates.
Ooh, he's doing the finger trick, like the whole the chain finger trick. Like, how does he do that? So again, just wonderful lame ghost jokes.
And just go back to the ship.
And we have the kid going, those guys are dorks. And we have this line that always, this to me felt like the definitive Flying Dutchman line. I love it. That Brian Doyle Murray, I think he's always going to be remembered for just saying,
yeah, but they're my dorks.
Yes, but they're my dorks. Like, to me, in a meta way, that's like Brian Doyle Murray saying, you know what, it's like these goofy guys, they're, these are my people.
Yep. It's still a mystery.
So then we have the montage of just how defeated the Dutchman. The Dutchman's just so over tonight, just doing a little haunting spree of these guys. And my favorite joke in the whole thing.
The funny thing is, it turns out that having SpongeBob and Patrick aboard the ship is more of a punishment for the Dutchman than it is SpongeBob and Patrick.
Which is insanely funny and classic idea. And I think the funniest joke that symbolizes this to me is we just keep having the whole, like, you're good, you're the continual bad parking. We just see the Dutchman. This was another contender for the image, by the way, but we needed SpongeBob and Patrick in the image of just the Dutchman just looking just so with his defeated, and just so
with his head on his head on his hand, leaning over with it's like, I'm so done with this crap.
That to me is like the funniest visual gag of the whole thing. You're good, just seeing him just so.
Yep.
So we see scare after scare just not falling short of where the Dutchman would like it to be.
Yep. Yep, including like one where he turns his head around, but then SpongeBob and Patrick duplicate that by becoming ice skaters.
Try walking through a wall. They end up like like having a little metal outline.
Yep.
He's
Yep,
breathing fire. They're breathing bubbles.
that...
So yeah, so we do the head spin. That's like ice skating. This feels like a CH Greenblatt joke where you'll notice the figure skaters, the figure skater bodies we have for them, they have chest hair.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Always cracks me up.
It's like ZNK also agrees with the whole slamming into the steel wall and trying to spook Larry.
Yep.
And then like, I wonder why he had us wait in our bedroom in our bunks. Maybe he's gonna give us a reward. Do you think? What was the first reward again?
Movie passes.
Or an oversized coffee mug.
They're so excited and they're bouncing around. He's just like, stop bouncing.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just I think the core of Dutchman is that Dutchman's like a babysitter for these two knuckleheads.
He's like, this old group thing isn't really working out.
So you're gonna set us free? Actually, I was gonna eat you. See you at dinner.
Wait, I have an idea.
What?
Let's leave.
But the door is locked.
And the only way out is through the
Perfume department. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's do it.
Okay, so a couple of things.
Another
one,
reason
I still love the casual nature in which the Dutchman says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna eat you. So see you at dinner."
Yeah, he's just like, well, at least he's like being honest with them at that point. He's like, actually, I'm just gonna eat you.
I completely forgot how funny it was just when Patrick comes up with the idea. It's like, let's leave.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So again, so door being locked. They do this to me. If we have one joke in the whole episode, it's a CH Greenblatt joke. It is the perfume department. It's live action. It's absurd. It's it just feels like it to a T.
I mean, and it's relatable as heck too.
Yeah.
Anybody who's gone shopping with their grandma knows this pain.
Agreed.
It's like, let's do it.
So we have this awesome, absurd montage of them like against this live action background, these live action hands that are spraying perfume in their faces,
Even
pink and blue perfume.
Even pulling the face mask off of Patrick.
The gas, so big after a while, it's like they keep getting like hit no matter what they do. Then Patrick is like running with the gas. So he's actually in the clear. And then one of them like removes the gas mask and sprays him. SpongeBob jumps over one puff. And he ends up getting maced by the other one.
Mid jump.
Yep.
I'd rather make my way through a candle store than a perfume department, says Z&K.
Yep.
I would too, to be honest.
Well, yeah, they're not going to like throw the candles at you.
Yep, fair enough. Well, who knows? You don't know how aggressive those candle salesmen could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, but basically they're treating the perfume department as a war zone. So, and then they finally make it out. I always hate going in there. Meaning that SpongeBob and Patrick have gone through that before. So, yeah, relatable, wouldn't you say, Dragon?
Oh yeah. Again, it's still as funny like that was like as this built-in exit.
Oh god.
And so the Dutchman's do it. They overhear the Dutchman doing a captain's log, where basically like on audio tape, he kind of mentions like, "I'm gonna eat. I told the crew I'm gonna eat them tomorrow. I think I'm gonna use that brown sauce my cousin showed me."
I don't know how I'd be able to eat without me dining suck. Last time I lost it, I couldn't eat for a week.
So yeah, he kind of exposits the importance of the dining sock. For some reason, he has to wear a sock to eat.
I do like the dining sock was suddenly up in the episode where SpongeBob tying his shoes to Z&K.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny that like he doesn't even wear clothes. Yet he needs a sock to eat. Maybe it's just a comfort item. Kind of like a Pavlovian kind of thing.
Well, I mean, sure, but still, I mean, I guess he wore socks when he was alive.
Yep.
And he ate. It was like a must for me. It's kind of like maybe it's like a Tarantino thing. I don't know.
But the thing is, it's not just two dice; it's just a single dining sock.
But he's only got one. He's only got one appendage you can wear it on.
I guess. But yeah, so SpongeBob and Patrick somehow managed to sneak in and steal without him looking.
Well, he's very distracted.
Yeah, he's just looking away.
Yep. It's like, oh no, the dining sucks, and then they're running away with it, and he's about to incinerate them, and then they're holding up the socks. He's like, oh no, can't do that. So then they're going to do a tug of war over, and stop it, you're stretching the elastic. So then we have Patrick come with another line of the episode.
It would seem we have reached an impasse.
Pink one is right.
It's amazing when Patrick has these random bursts of intelligence.
Oh yeah.
Like how does he even know what how does he even know what impasse means?
I don't know, maybe the Finland gag knocks some sense into him.
It would seem we have reached an impasse.
Or maybe he's put on the brain coral.
Yep.
Was brain coral season 3?
I think that was season 4.
Really?
Yep. Patrick. The episode is Patrick's Smart Pants, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And Patrick's Smart Pants was season 4.
See, there you go. 4 had some gems. 4 again. Look, 4 was not beyond hope. It was just weird that we did it after we had the ending to the whole show with the movie. That was the weird. That's the only. 4 is always going to be in the shadow of that. But beyond that, 4 is honestly a solid season. Just not as not as iconic as those first 3 seasons. 4 is good. Then 5's where we're starting to get dicey.
And then the episode is paired with this Squid Bob Tentacle Pants.
Yeah.
Which technically could also count as a Haunted Holiday Hijinks episode.
Yeah, maybe, but the ending's too scary.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So, let's see. So the point being, the Dutchman gets his sock back, but on the condition that he gives them wishes. So to begin, how do they negotiate the wishes?
It's like he gives them 3 wishes. Make it 5. All right, 4, 3. Take it or leave it.
Okay, 3.
Somehow Patrick managed to negotiate down back to 3.
Now I'm convinced this is a joke that they basically lifted and then they put kind of in the SpongeBob movie with the whole 10 days. He can do it in 5.
They can do it in 9, 7. Hey, Patrick! All right.
6. It ends up being 6 anyway. He's trying to say 5 and they're strangling him.
So basically, if Patrick hadn't opened his mouth, he would have had a lot more time to get to Shell City.
But then we wouldn't have met David Hasselhoff, though.
Yep, good point. You done good, Hasselhoff. You done. Ow.
I still just love turning David Hasselhoff into like a speeding boat.
Well, and the thing is, Hasselhoff actually has that in his house.
Yeah, well, I mean, assuming he hasn't sold it, but yeah.
Well, he did have it. He took it home with him.
Yep.
And then, if I remember correctly, he considered being in the movie one of the greatest highlights of his career.
That tracks.
If I might be misremembering that, so don't explicitly quote me on that. But yeah, so Patrick negotiates.
Also, all the body hair on that Hasselhoff that they used during the chase, that was yak hair.
Nice.
All right. So so they have 3 wishes. So Patrick, what does he wish for by accident?
Wishes? I wish I'd known that earlier. And the
clock goes back 5 minutes.
and SpongeBob just gives him a look of annoyance.
SpongeBob wishes, I sure wish Squidward was here to see this. And of course, the Squidward, after all this, he's finally reached the end of the Fly of Despair. He's finally home after he passes the spaghetti portion of it.
He's probably been falling for 30 minutes.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
When he's past the spaghetti meatballs, it reminds me of that Abbott and Costello joke from the Abbott and Costello show where it's, I told you, Lou Costello, he's terrified of meatballs. He has an irrational fear of meatballs. Meatballs!
Meatballs. That's hilarious.
So it's the idea. So it's kind of this is pretty much the epitome of what Lou Costello is terrified of.
Mr. Bachagalupe?
Yes, Mr. Bachagalupe.
Galoop, all right. Meatballs!
He basically, Mr. Bachagalupe tries to show him, he's trying to walk him through, why the meatball is not scary. He goes into, the ingredients that make up the meatball, and he sells things. oh, I'm about to have a nice hamburger. He basically holds out all the ingredients. He basically below the thing. He's basically, like, trying to demonstrate this. And he pulls out and he's like, a meatball. He freaks out. And he's Butchgook does not take it well.
It's kind of funny to think that like meatball and hamburger are technically kind of the same meat.
Well, yeah,
but I'm guessing that's part of the joke.
that is part of the joke. That was the joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had a good meatball sub?
No.
As in, you haven't had a meatball sub ever, or it's never been good?
First one.
All right, I haven't either. But I do like a good meatball, like when it's in like spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
Do you even like meatballs?
I don't. Let's not talk about my dining habits, Jay. Let's move on.
I mean, we talk about food all the time.
Yeah, I'm a very picky eater, though.
I mean, I am too.
All right, well, no, I have not had meatballs. No.
All right, that's fair. It's like so, and so after exiting and finally landing it back in his own house,
Yep,
Squidward gets teleported.
At least at last that's over.
And then he gets teleported back to the ship.
Poof! Right, he's on the bed now. He's just like sitting on the ship.
And SpongeBob's just like Squidward, you're here. Like, Dutchman gave us 3 wishes. Patrick wished the first one. I just used the second one.
So they argue over who gets the last wish now, and this is where the contest came into play.
Yeah, it's like
where the Dutchman does eeny, meeny, miny, mo to pick.
After they all argue who should get the last wish.
Yep. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a sailor by the toe. If he hollers, my boss had to pick best one, and you are it. So this is where it would have either cut the commercial, or they would have basically. I think between there was a bit where there was like a very brief commercial where basically they tally the votes and they put the episode on.
Yeah, and let's go with the alternate ones first before we go with the one that's usually shown most often.
Essentially is how it kind of aired the first time. We had the alternate ones.
All right, because alternatively, like the first one, is Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Like where Patrick like puts his brain to work, and it's just a toaster, toasting some bread.
Well, so is Ed's.
Yep. Wait, my brain is working. And Patrick wishes for gum.
Not just gum.
Minty gum.
Not just minty gum.
What kind of gum?
Gum that never loses its flavor.
Yep.
Of course, end up eating. Yeah, we have this great, hilarious thing where when they get eaten, where basically all their clothes like on a plate after the Dutchman's eaten.
Yeah, but like minty.
There's then Squidward. He wishes he never met SpongeBob and Patrick, which then basically gets a kind of a genie kind of logic where.
Like, hello, my name is SpongeBob. This is my associate Patrick.
They end up getting eaten and basically kind of encountering each other while being digested.
Like, hello, I don't think we met before. My name is SpongeBob.
Let me ask you this: you think we're only doing the genie thing, doing the 3 wishes because the Dutchman, looks like a genie with a little curly ghost tail?
I mean, maybe. The funny thing is, this episode actually is longer than the other episodes, even without the extra 3 wishes bit.
Well, you gotta remember though. I mean, being an event, they added all the patchy stuff, so that's why. Oh, even without the extra wishes, you're looking at like a 16-minute episode versus an 11-minute episode. A lot of that's patchy.
Yep, fair enough. But either way, Gary Takes a Bath is shorter as a consequence. Yeah. I mean, I think what they did was like they created that episode.
Well, that was the intent. They needed something to fill a little bit of time.
And Gary Takes a Bath is a good episode too.
Yep.
So it's like so.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Subliminal messages.
God.
Sorry, I had to see that. God. So yeah, so Squidward's wish was never met them, taking it literally to the point where SpongeBob and Patrick don't remember who he is. He's like, that's not what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so let's get to the one that's most commonly seen.
So the actual ending.
SpongeBob is the one who gets chosen, and he actually is kind of smart with his wish.
Mm-hmm. He's shrewd. He basically goes, "Oh, don't worry, Squidward. He won't be able to eat us because I wish the Dutchman was a vegetarian." And
then he gets turned into like this hippie. I was combining hipster with hippie.
He doesn't have large hips, Jake, because he's a vegetarian. He's in shape, so he becomes a hippie vegetarian.
Yep. I was gonna say I was combining hipster and hippie.
Yep.
So, and so he's like, so, and it seems like everything's well because we see him like munching on celery, like wearing like track gear and all that.
And everyone seemingly is teleported, is kind of poofed away, you'd imagine, because the Dutchman can't eat them. He's just sent them back, and that's initially what they think is happening. They're in front of a pineapple. We see their heads, and then they look down. And Squidward's
Why have we been turned into fruits?
So Squidward's a banana, SpongeBob's a strawberry, and Patrick's grapes.
And then everybody's like, I get a wish too.
Yep. Oh god, it's just seeing them run away in the blender. It's funny.
Fruit prevents scurvy.
Good line. So he's chasing the blender across the hippie van against a lava lamp background. It's classic SpongeBob.
And the ship has now been turned into a classic hippie van with still with the sail on it though.
Yep. Why? Because hippies. That's why.
And because it's funny.
Yep. Listen, we have some comments.
Yep. I did highlight this one. Dutchman line in the official ending. Hey, I get a wish too. Makes a lot more sense with seeing all three.
Anything good with Slasher Fro we want to highlight here?
Nickelodeon used to have so many great shows during its run, even before Nicktoons. Like Eureka's Castle, which was produced by R.L. Stine.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
There's some Goosebumps stuff.
Actually, I remember seeing the image of them being turned into fruit before seeing the actual episode, like in a magazine. All right, then. So, yeah.
Then we have our coda with Apache basically says, well, it's time to walk the plank. He kind of reins it back in so he's not threatening the young viewers. And let's go to some fan mail. And that is interrupted by...
he's preempted. I was like, you need to walk the plank. Please stand by. The fan mail. And then Potty, for some reason, has a bomb string coming out of his head.
Bomb fuse.
Yeah.
Patrick, Potty, we're not doing the exploding stunts.
I didn't get the memo.
Yep.
Potty blew himself up.
We have the cooked parrot.
Yep. And Patchy is also pretty fried up too.
Yep.
What does he say? What does he say after that?
I'm not sure what Patchy says.
I'll check.
Might be a goodbye or something. I don't know.
All right. Shanghaied. Sorry, folks.
This delay is brought to you by Anubis Food Markets. Food's so good you can eat it.
All right, the wiki doesn't have the patchy stuff.
Okay, well, it's just the point being that's the end though. He's.
Yeah. Yep. So that concludes Shanghaied. Yeah. Again, this episode is a classic for a reason. It's hilarious. Dragon.
Well, yeah, it's a classic episode. I got a lot of love for it. Again, it's like it's the definitive Dutchman. It's definitively you're gonna have the scary ghost episode. This is the fun way of just being irreverent with the humor with it. We're basically demystifying all the mystique of the Flying Dutchman we built up in the Halloween episode. Yeah.
That's it for Patchy's pick. Hooray!
Hooray!
And Potty falls to the ground.
There you go.
Thank you, Z&K, for saving our bacon there.
Our bacon.
Well, my bacon.
Your bacon. That's why I didn't bring it up because I didn't know. I mentioned the gag. I didn't want to mention the line. It was just going to be hooray.
All right. Well, now we know.
Yeah.
And I take full responsibility. Dragon had nothing to do with this. All right.
Okay.
Now don't sue me. So yeah, this is I do agree with your statement though, Dragon. This is there have been plenty of episodes where we had the Dutchman as a central figure, but this is probably the best one and most iconic.
Yep. See the Dutchman just in a classic cartoon premise where it's he's got a new crew but they suck and he's just kind of stuck with them.
He was supposed to punish them, but having them on board was more of the punishment.
Yep.
But then just resorts to, I'm just gonna eat you. And of course the whole alternate endings does have a bit of like interest to the episode that I didn't know. There was a nice discovery years later after I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, you get that with SpongeBob sometimes, where you have like the first time airings that were never really truly seen. Had never seen the light of day properly. You had to do some digging for them. Like for me, the big one has always been the kerosene.
Yeah, where it falls on Squidward in the the Krabby Patty.
No. That's in the Just One Bite episode.
Just One Bite, right?
Just One Bite when he breaks in the Krusty Krab. Initially there was a security measure, which was like gasoline, then got lit on fire twice.
Yep.
And they just cut the broadcast version after that. I remember watching that first time though. We saw the gasoline, but then of course later airings it was like zoop, he's just in there.
Another one was I had an accident where Patrick is like lotioning Sandy's back, and they cut that out. And there's an entire episode that they cut out too. Old men like not born again crabs, but
Midlife Crustacean.
Midlife Crustacean, that's it.
Which is a shame because that's a great episode. It's stupid that they got rid of that.
I mean, it's not just great.
All because of Panty Raid.
it's a fantastic episode.
I still love like the year-old song at the top.
Like, I guess you're gonna miss the Panty Raid. Oh god, and the wash. Dragon, do you want to go to the wash?
Jacob, we're going to the wash every Saturday, man. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anyone goes to the wash.
Oh yeah. Everyone, if you're not there, you're square.
And pink.
And pink. The funny thing is another subtle joke from that episode. Like, "Hi boys, hanging out." Yes. And it's a close up of Patrick's gut hanging out.
Yep.
All right, enough about midlife crustacean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame that episode is banned. I was like, it's the only like banned episode of SpongeBob.
That's the most ridiculous thing ever that is banned just because apparently we can never acknowledge that women wear underwear too. That's the rule. We can't say
I think it's for probably more of the reasons than that, but I don't think it's ever been explicitly stated the reason why.
Oh, come on! What do you mean the reason why?
I don't know if it's like that's the specific reason. Like it's because we can't acknowledge women wear underwear. But
well, I mean, I'm just saying we can't. Apparently, saying the word panty and showing women's the idea of stealing women's underwear. But again, it's first of all, it's his mother. Second of all,
which is probably
they're old lady bloomers.
Those are probably other reasons why they pulled it. I'm not justifying it. I'm just giving.
I'm just saying it's unsuccessful and it's harmless comparatively to what they're talking about, which is what makes it funny. So it should be fine.
I mean, Dragon, I'm not disagreeing with you. I wish that I'm lucky I had that episode on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I think they still had put it on DVDs when they released it on there. They just don't have it on like streaming, and they don't air it on Nickelodeon.
Cowards,
yes. I mean, they have all kinds of other crazy stuff on Paramount Plus, so that should be fine.
Yep.
Even in the kids section.
There are much more horrific episodes of SpongeBob that are not banned.
Yeah.
All those later season episodes, like the Splinter and all the other stuff, Yep, pretty much. Even some of the season 3 ones had some disturbing content in there. So I guess that's fine, but not the Panty Raid. Not the Panty Raid.
So. Of course, it led to that. It's like, we're all going to miss the Panty Raid.
And the lady's just going to have to go commando.
Oh, God.
Because apparently underwear doesn't exist. Much like in Star Wars. Apparently initially the idea was that, according to George Lucas, underwear didn't exist in space, and there was a retcon about that somewhere.
All right, I think we should probably stop here. What do you think?
Hey, that's what he said to Carrie Fisher.
I know, to justify her not wearing a bra. I know.
Yeah.
I've heard that story before.
Just gaffer tape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that does.
I think we've given everyone enough nightmare fuel as is.
Yep. So the scary part was our conversation, not the actual episode.
Yep.
Except maybe for the Fly of Despair, because that actually is pretty disturbing.
Yep. It's Dormammu's pants.
Does Dormammu even wear pants?
Well, not anymore. Not since we unzipped the Fly of Despair.
Like, quit throwing people in my pants.
Yep. It's a party in Dormammu's pants. That's what the post-credit scene of Doctor Strange 2 really was. They were going into the party in Dormammu's pants.
All right. Well, all right. So, thank you, Slasher Fred, ZNK, Sonia Vantoja, and Eli for joining us this evening. And that's the end of tonight's spooky selection, and our spirits grow weary. But they'll be stronger than ever next time as we engage in even more haunted holiday hijinks. Oh, how does he do that?